Shalom lekulam. Today we are talking about my marathon journey, my next few runs. I'm gonna share with you my thoughts, my process, because the people listening to this, you probably know the reason why I'm running marathons. For the BBAS boys as Batman. So I thought let's just kind of bring the behind the scenes what my thought process is. I basically use ChatGPT to help me massively with my planning, my process, because it really helps just mapping out a lot of things about which dates, which runs, what's possible, and like giving. Of course, like a lot of people here are against AI, but it just helps massively with my confidence in actually can I recover and getting feedback from AI to see if I can, because I've used AI to actually help me with my marathon training because I had a knee injury, lots of different things, and each run I've done, I've said I want the time, and I got the time, so I use it to really help, and I definitely have used other running experts as well just to give me some advice and stuff. But today we're going to go over what the process is and etc. So this is a mess right now, and it's probably going to be updated, but there's a lot of different opportunities that I have. So right now we have New York and Toronto planned. This is for the next month and so on. And then we have a variety of other things, and there's a lot of challenges and so on. Again, AI is not always perfect. But this is actually very special because Cape Town is going to be potentially a major, which is a big race, and it's going to be a new major. So to do Cape Town next year would be actually a huge historic movement, like Sydney. So there's like these major, and it's this big thing. And I've already done London, maybe do New York, Sydney, and then Cape Town. So I didn't think I'll be completing the whole set, but I could look at completing the whole set. So we have Toronto, we have New York. Obviously, that these dates are totally wrong. This is why AI is not the best. Then before the new year, there's a chance that I may do a Mexico City marathon. I think it's quite a popular race in Mexico, and there's also a lot of Mexican Jews. Like my thought process is I want to go to places where there's a lot of Jews to show support, because I think what I've learned with the City Marathon is it's not just about me. Like people coming out to support, get as joy as I finishing the race. So it's an opportunity to show support and just show some love. You know, we live in a world where many content creators in like Jewish space, and just wanna, if I can spread some positivity and light, amazing. So we have the Miami in January. I think apparently it's a really nice popular marathon / half marathon event, and I signed up on the day one because I knew it sells out really quickly. Never been to Miami before. That's gonna be good. Now Tel Aviv is gonna happen, but it's a surprise what I'm gonna do for Tel Aviv. So this is gonna be like a very, probably every marathon's race, this one is gonna be very meaningful because I'm surprising something on that day. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I feel like I should, but I think I want to leave you surprised because I want you to enjoy the post when I do it. I'll tell you now, then you're like, oh cool. When you see the post, I want to keep that as a full surprise. I'm going to be announcing what that is in a few days, which I'm goosebumps thinking about it. Then what we have afterwards is we potentially have the Jerusalem one, but I think as much as I want to do Jerusalem again, it's so close to Pesach. So after that, there's an option. This is where it gets a bit funky, because there's a lot of challenges here. I really want to do the Paris Marathon. So I'm thinking about either potentially doing the Paris half, which will be the Paris Marathon is a week before Boston. Now Boston is potentially happening again. That is an announcement because I haven't announced Boston, by the way, but it could be happening. So there you go. It potentially might be happening. Waiting on a few things. But when I did a post a few weeks ago, I'm running. Everyone's like, you have to run Boston. And I thought to myself, yeah. But then I learned about the historic meaning running Boston. So we'll look into it. So I just think doing 2 marathons in literally a week is just, obviously for social media, it's my body, it's just silly, you know. Like I could, but then Paris Marathon would basically be like a real, just a walk marathon, which I think the Paris Marathon I want to do. So maybe doing the half or the full. We're in this decision right now. Then to Boston, if we can do that. And then we have Cape Town. Now, I think Cape Town, I'm looking to go to a few places in South Africa to do some talks and then hopefully do that. Again, that's going to be hard to get slots. I may have to go with a charity, hopefully I find a spot there. And then We have a few more. Obviously, there's a lot of variety of things, but Buenos Aires is something I really want to go to. I think there's a lovely community there. It's if I can get an opportunity to go there, then it's such a lovely opportunity. And then there's a few more as well. Potentially want to do, like, could do Berlin, and then if I think about completing like the World Series, which would be magnificent from like a this story to the world event, like social in regards to they'll be like, oh, the Batman completed this. It could be great to teach about the Bebas boys in that aspect. So like, it'd be very interesting to see how they react to the situation. So obviously the World Series is I haven't done Toronto, I haven't done Tokyo, Chicago, Berlin. Those would be the three would need to complete. I think that's the rest of the ones do in the next year after. And I thought to myself, okay, on my ChatGPT search, I was like, what's Jewish communities? Because like Montreal's a big Jewish community. I'm just trying to think, how can I go to a Jewish community? Like Prague's got a Jewish good community. Obviously Berlin next year potentially could be a lovely thing. So there's a lot of different options of what I want to do and stuff. So we'll see. I said more opportunities and it's Ibiza, and I was like, I'm alright, thanks. I don't want to do that. Yeah, but Berlin, Chicago, and Toronto, Tokyo would be a thing. But truthfully, the reason why I'm doing this is if you know anyone who wants me to speak at your community, because right now this is all just funded by me and the JFC coaching, which is obviously a lovely thing. But when I go out to do talks, speak at schools, communities, it allows me to cover some expenses and it helps me focus on creating the content needed rather than trying to work from that perspective. Even though I'm very grateful that the coaching have amazing clients, have an amazing team to help me and so on. But realistically, over the last 6 months, I don't work with as many people purely because I want to make sure everyone gets the coaching they need. If I work with too many people, I wouldn't be able to do this as much content. So there's a balance. So speaking, I love to do speaking, talk about my journey, talk about the Batman, whatever you want me to do. Schools, a lot of school kids, I love the talks because I go as Batman, and it just brings a bit like positivity. Because the feedback I got from a variety of schools in the past, it's just nice to have a positive, even though the story is very sad, but a positive person sharing their story. Being the Jewish fitness coach, my goal is to be positive. Not always possible. Then we have sponsors. We're looking for sponsors per marathon, which is great, but we are looking for for the whole time to cover like travel and expenses, and they can come with me part of this journey, which I would be very grateful for. So we're deciding who to go for, but there's still opportunities to reach out because this is an opportunity that people may be interested in. But I've always said this because my agent is, she's great. She's an amazing person. She's Jewish and she's Canadian Israeli. But I said there's always an ethical line between this. In my whole 6 years of creating content, there's a line between being ethical and promoting for the wrong reasons. I think throughout my years, I've always felt like I feel comfortable promoting my own services, promoting stuff whilst creating quite meaningful content that's related to Israel. Or because I don't post war, I don't post the news, I post things that are like quite meaningful for me. And I'm very careful with what I talk about after. Because I'm not someone who's going to say the news, promote my products or buy me something. I'm very aware if that is the case, I don't talk about my stuff, but also I try and put my own spin onto it and I try and talk about positive stuff, and positive stuff does not get as much engagement as negative stuff, and kept to myself. And with the whole Bebas videos, I'm fully aware that I have made money from Meta from those videos. So when I do the marathons, and all the money just goes to cover expenses, and I'm always transparent about that. But it's very small compared to the expense I have for doing these runs. It's very, very large. So it does help massively. And I think that's what people don't really know, that when people post videos that it's long and get millions of views, they're making money. So I'm always aware and I'm transparent to my audience about that because I want them to understand that this helps me, but also the goal here, especially with what I've said from day one, is to create awareness for the family, because we've seen the evidence and we've seen the success in regards to the messages, the comments of people who've learned about the family, learned about October 7th for the first time, purely just me running as Batman, and they do their own research, which I think is it's heartwarming. It's very sad that this is the first time they learn about what's happened, but at the same time, it's needed because we can't forget. So that's the point. So yeah, anyone wants to have any links with talks, another opportunity as well is if there's a city that I've not mentioned and you're like, oh, come to speak to our community, it's a half marathon, there's a marathon, then I'm in. I think the talks massively dictates where I run. Just helps with planning. I like to, when I go to a place, I don't just want to go to a place and then head back. I want to go to a place, meet the community, do talks in the community, because that's the point. Like the goal here, yes, you can come support, which is amazing, but it's meaningful that I can actually see people in person and meet them in person. Not just me as Batman, but just me wearing normal clothes. So yeah, we're watching from Prague or different cities in America, like Philly. Obviously, Chicago's in a few weeks and Berlin's in a few weeks as well. So obviously, those marathons aren't possible, but cities in Germany. Just thinking about all the places we have followers from, and it's a variety of followers. So yeah, if you're on the other side of the world and you want me to talk to your community, then I'll come the next 12, 24 months. This is my course for my coaching, but this is what my mission is. So whilst I'm 26, so whilst I'm my 20s, I think it's an opportunity to do this. So yeah, this gave you good meaning. As you can see the behind the scenes, you guys, the people who are listening to this, if it's 5 viewers, 10 viewers, 100 viewers, then you're part of the journey.